that I saw, which was a woman named Felicia, and she was speaking, I guess, in front of Congress, and she was, I don't know who put this up. I'll think of it. We'll find out who put it up. Anyway, she's there to talk about SNAP. She needs free food because she needs it. Now,
this lady,
Amy Klobuchar. Yes. Okay.
this lady on the screen.
Okay. What would you say that this woman is morbidly obese?
I mean, look, man, I'm not a doctor.
Okay, but in terms of BMI, right?
But listen, I'm
now,
not
in terms of BMI, if you're
damn, Snap did her wrong. All she bought was Hostess.
If you're a woman who is 5'5" and you're
5 foot wide
and you're 285, you are morbidly obese.
You're gonna have some problems, definitely in your ankles.
And in terms of BMI is scary. Like, I'm 6'2", I'm supposed to be 180 pounds, I'm 200 pounds, and you go look it up, I'm like almost morbidly obese.
We're all supposed to be lean, mean, fighting.
Right. Okay. So Amy Klobuchar, if you're looking for a candidate to make a case for free food, maybe leave the fat ass in the parking lot. Why don't you go get like someone from Sudan, and then unleash a box of flies on their head, and they'll just sit in there swatting flies when I can see their, see every vein in their neck. But getting a fat chick to talk about free food is a kind of a weird portrait to pay. I'm just saying, Amy Klobuchar, everything's optics. Maybe this isn't your best candidate, but here she goes. She's going to tell us she's, 45, morbidly obese, and she's going to tell us why she needs SNAP.
I am a single mom of 4 who are ages 21, 17, 12, and 11. I would like to tell you a story on how SNAP did.
I feel like the 21-year-old might be able to go get their own food, right? Like, when I was 21, I lived in an apartment with 2 other dudes that were 21, and
Mike Miller said goodbye on 17. You know what
17?
I mean? 18.
That's when your dad kicked you out?
17.
Yeah. My stepmom kicked me out of the garage when I was 18. I was living in a garage. I was like, really? The garage? I didn't even go in the house. But all right. 21, you can take care of yourself. Buy a little top ramen. 17, get a job. But all right, she needs it. Here we go.
On how SNAP benefit has helped me.
She's becoming emotional over free food.
You're doing good.
Well, here's my argument, though. If this lady is simple, I cannot do anything, and I get having empathy for her, but, man, she dug this ditch. You know what I mean?
She found some food. She's been finding food, but all right, she's a simple person. But she has,
you know what I mean? Like, why can't she work and
she does. She has 3 jobs. She's going to tell you she has 3 jobs.
Oh, well, how can those 3 jobs not give enough? I mean, that's a lot of babies, and that's a lot of women.
She has 3 jobs and 4 kids. All right, here we go.
When I had my oldest daughter 21 years ago, I was working 3 jobs. 1 job alone, I had to pay childcare. Another one to pay food, and which wasn't enough.
And it wasn't enough. You have a job and it's not enough. All right, listen to me, everyone. Look, you can't go to the steakhouse in Palm Springs with me in August and do what we did, but you can go to the supermarket, you can buy a dozen eggs, you can buy beans, you can buy rice, buy a nice big chub pack of ground beef, and you can go home and make an onion and a bell pepper and go home and make some shit.
I would have assembled that. I bet that was mine. What do you think?
Eggs, chub pack, onion.
Okay.
I'll put a little garlic in there.
Right.
Rice, beans, boil it up, throw some bouillon cubes in there. Don't cost nothing. I mean, when I was poor, I'd make a big old pot of shit. And
I'm going to make that stew that you're just talking about.
For like 4 days.
I know what it's the Viking stew for sure.
Hydro. Love these guys. Warm weather. Well, it hits.
From swimming lessons to piano class.
I came back from the Pacific Northwest. You want to know where you got those tacos, Andrew? Yeah. I didn't want to say anything to you, but those were porch tacos, and there were someone else's tacos. And I thought they were vegetarian tacos. It's porch. I'm not going to...
No. And one bill years ago.
Situation, this time with tacos.
Now, you know who sent it? Olivia Newton-John's ex-husband.
That's right.
Yeah.
From south of the border. All right, sorry. All right, let's hear what the SNAP lady has to say. Felicia.
When I had my oldest daughter 21 years ago,
Mm.
I was working 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
One job alone, I had to pay child care. Another one to pay food, and which wasn't enough. And one to pay the bills. I still struggled a lot. Moving forward, I am now working a full-time job as a bus monitor, and I'm a driver who transports students to specialized schools in Kansas City. As an employee of the school district, I only get paid once a month. By the time I get my bills paid, I have nothing left to pay for food and other basic needs. If it wasn't for SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children or myself. I work, pay my bills,
all right.
And
yeah,
now listen, I feel bad for everybody,
yeah,
but listen,
hard life.
Everyone's got to get their shit together. I'm sorry. You got a 21-year-old. The 21-year-old needs a job.
For sure.
17-year-old needs a job. So you can take 2 people, they can go get jobs, they can take some of that money, put it toward food, put it toward rent, put it whatever. And yes, you get paid once a month. I get paid once a month.
Gotta work.
You got a budget. That's how you have to do. You get paid every day. You get paid every 2 weeks. You get paid once a week. You get paid once a month. You get paid quarterly. You have to then use that and create a budget. Okay. And again, try to shed a few before you talk about.
Hey, I'll
free
subsidize
food.
her gym membership. I swear to God. Like, I'm a positive coach. Like, I don't care where you start from, but you can work your way down. It's a way to do it. I'll tell you what, I'm a skinny guy posing as, I'm cosplaying as skinny. Real life, I'll give you.
The reality is everyone knows the difference between going to KFC and going to the store. And by the way, the SNAP, okay, first things first. You should not be able to purchase junk food with SNAP. It's free. It's from the government. Nobody says you cannot purchase a donut, but you cannot do it with someone else's money. Yeah. You can purchase beans and rice and meat,
but
and
the whole
eggs.
populace is addicted to sugar.
I know.
Everybody's addicted to sugar
and
carbohydrates and salty sweet. That people are stuck in this rut, and then they just give them a SNAP card to subsidize that for the big companies. They're making the money.
I get it.
Yeah.
And you're not being charitable to these people.
Yeah,
you're killing these people. Yeah. And so your plan is to give this fatso more free food and then to yell at Kennedy Jr. because he's saying you don't want to eat this. That's not the right approach to this problem. And by the way, we'll then pay for her knee replacement and her diabetes and all
drugs.
All.
She'll
be on the insulin, and we'll pay for all that too. You understand? Yeah. It's literally she's a cow. So let's be realistic. And Amy Klobuchar, you need to fix her, not have her cry.
That's the lady who looks like Kristen Wiig, right? Or one of the SNL cast was like, Klobuchar.
She's a dope.
Okay.
She's a dope. I'll tell you why. There's a clip in there. If you want to know what a dope Amy Klobuchar is, there's a clip in there with Rob Reiner and her. And Rob Reiner, who I like, comes across like a retarded clown. And so does she, because Bill Maher is on the show and she's going, BMI for male 62 between the ages over 60, 194 to 210.
Yeah.
Sweet. Pass the porch tacos, bro. I'm going to celebrate. Now, Andrew, I was never going to tell you those were from the porch, but I figured you could handle it.
Hot ass limes.
That's totally fine. I used to work at a restaurant, so I would eat leftovers all the time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the day I was working at McDonald's and they told me to throw away 10 fillet of fish, man, I stuffed them. No. I whooped two. But I whooped two down the dumpster, and then I hid the other two in the arms of the, the hollowed out square inside of the dumpster. I shoved 5 of them in there. I saw a hiding spot. I was like, I'll be back for you. Right? I'm coming back for you.
Nestle little wrappers on
By the way, they were only being thrown out because they'd already sat too long indoors. Now I'm going to put them outdoors for another 5 hours and then go get them and eat them in the parking lot. All right. It's, I don't know what it's in a computer somewhere. Maybe Dawson would have to find it, but it's Bill Maher. It's Rob Reiner on Bill Maher like 2-3 years ago. And with Amy Klobuchar and Bill Maher, who's sort of intellectually honest, just goes, oh, well, you read the according to the New York Times, Hunter Biden didn't have a laptop, but and they're both like blissfully unaware of it. And then Amy Klobuchar tells us her dad used to be a news guy. She's an idiot, and we'll see if we can find it. But other things to talk about. Homes.com. Some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. That may be Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory. Or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly owns. I don't know, these electric cars. Okay. I normally don't catch the sporting events of the day because I'm blowing Mike August in a parking lot in Ontario. I don't got time.
That's where you're supercharged.
She hasn't said it because they're lying, and neither is CNN. I don't know that. I don't know. Is it appropriate to bury the unfun? With Bill Maher? That's funny. Rob Reiner sounds retarded.
Yeah, I mean, that's normal.
That's
anything is justified in preventing them from taking office. Is it?
No. You know what's not justified? Using armed violence to try to kill people in the Capitol. That's not
trying to kill people in the Capitol.
Was it answer this question?
Well,
was it appropriate? The question is, was it appropriate to bury the Hunter Biden?
You're talking about the press doing that?
He's saying that's what they did, and that is what they did. They buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, we can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. They tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course. You don't follow
I'm saying you know for a fact that that's what they did. I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
No, that's not true. Well, then you would know about this. I do know about that.
All right, pause it. You do? He does know or he doesn't know? By the way, you know for a fact, yes, we know that there was a story involving a laptop that was buried intentionally so their guy could win. That's what happened, Rob. You know that? I don't know that. I like it when people don't know that.
You put it blinders on and to look around that part of reality.
You know that 3 times 5 is 15? I don't know that. I don't know. Oh, okay, I guess we're even. Or you're fucking dumb. I don't know. Okay, you don't know. But doesn't mean right now there's a nuclear-powered stub that's under one of the polar ice caps. Do you know? I don't know.
It's Schrodinger's.
It doesn't mean it's not there, dumb shit. All right, but he's going to keep going, and then Amy Klobuchar is going to jump in and help out. Wow.
I do watch Fox. But the point is,
you do?
We're going to prove now that the press plays, tried to.
They're admitting it.
The press is admitting it.
Yes, that's not even an issue anymore.
Bill Maher.
We basically did this because we didn't want this to throw the election.
Yes.
I don't know that they've all said this, and
Okay, the pause there. No, not they've all. MSNBC hasn't said it because they're lying, and neither is CNN. Now, not all of them, Amy. It just happens to be a fact.
What's that guy famous about?
Oh, I'll tell you. He used to live up the street from me, by the way. No, so Amy Klobuchar's going to jump in and help out. I don't know if they all said it. Oh, yeah, you know that? I don't know that. Yeah, they all didn't say it. Yeah, okay. Okay, you two who don't know anything. This is what happened.
Yeah, this is the lady who looks like a Muppet.
Yes, all right. play that.
It's a First
definitely
Amendment.
did.
My dad was a reporter. I believe in it. And
Our dad's a reporter.
You have to make sure that you're treating people fairly. But I think Rob's point here is that we are dealing with a man who used to be the president right now, who literally tried to lead an armed insurrection. And that's why we're so focused on this right now. And I have not.
Okay, that's good. He literally tried to lead an armed insurrection, but there wasn't armed. But anyway, she doesn't know about that. But her dad was a press guy. Okay, my dad was a podiatrist. Now we get back to the Hunter Biden laptop story, or we just all go around the table. What was your dad, roofer? He was enlisted for a while, wasn't he? Yeah, Andrew's dad's a doctor. All right, everyone knows what everyone's dad did. Now let's talk about this story. She's an idiot, but Rob Reiner comes across as an idiot. And by the way, I love when he goes, I watch Fox. No, you don't watch Fox. You watch Fox, then you'd be well heeled in this story. You would know exactly what's going on with this. I don't know that. Do you know that? Do we know that? Okay. Listen, here's what I'm saying. If you go too deep into an ideology, it ends up making de facto come across as dumb. These people are coming across as dumb. Well, Amy's just lying. Rob is sort of in between. Rob's a great director, and of course did Spinal Tap and Stand By Me.
Oh,
and
yeah,
many other
I knew that I liked him for some reason and thought he was a dope for some reason, yeah.
Now, smart guy, good guy, been on the show a few times. It's just he's got Trump derangement syndrome, and it literally ruins your brain because you can't think clear.
Enemy.
Everybody needs an enemy. That is true. For me, it's Kevin Smith. All right. You got some news?
I definitely do.
I got other stuff.
All right.
Let's see. I got that. I don't know. You've grown a beard. You got a mustache and a beard.
A little bit there. Yeah, it's coming out.
I watched Stephen A. Smith, and I'm like, do you want a mustache or don't you want a mustache?
You're applying different beauty standards to the black man. They do some different out there stuff, man.
You got to spend 45 minutes every morning with your shaver shaper doing this weird pencil thing. You have 3/16 of an inch of whisker that just hugs the top of your. Okay, I feel the same way.
And he's always telling you the results at the beginning before he even goes.
Ruining the highlights for me. But I was thinking about him. I was thinking about Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's dad, and the same. I don't understand I want a mustache, but not a real mustache. It's sort of like the guys. Sometimes I'll see these LA guys, and they're wearing a tight T-shirt, short sleeve tight T-shirt, and they have a scarf. And I'm like, is it hot or is it cold, bro? You got to decide. You're wearing a scarf and a tight T-shirt. Which is it? Or is it cold or is it hot? Do you want a mustache or don't you want a mustache? Stephen A., do you want a mustache? Yeah. Do you want a mustache or don't you want a mustache? I like a mustache. Been some historically strong ones. Tom Selleck, Stalin. There's a lot of good mustaches out there. But Stephen A. has a quarter of a mustache.
It's like his mustache hasn't finished loading yet. It's like pixelated, like it's a Japanese mustache.
It's a little chocolate milk kind of mustache. Like it just took a swig of Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. You
like
have no mustache?
Like FMCH.
Why?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like no letters in there.
And if you ever met a woman who's like, you're like, well, what do you think of a guy? Like, because you talk to women and go, what do you think? I like a beard on a guy. And someone go, I like a mustache. Or they go, I like a clean-shaven guy. Have you ever heard a woman go, I like a mustache, but only like a quarter of a mustache. I want a full mustache.
Pixelated mustache.
I don't want Yosemite Sam. I want like Hitler or Stephen A. Like, I want parts of a mustache. Michael Jordan and going through his Hitler phase. Hanes. Official underpants of Adolf Hitler. Jesus, what was that? By the way, you know what?
Yo, man, you gotta prepare me for that.
We're looking at Joe Jackson, which is Michael Jackson's dad, who's the ultimate half a mustache stealer.
You saw me slip a jab, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I saw his face, I was ready.
He literally dressed like an evil carnival barker. And they would say, are you beating your kids? He's like, let me see if I can dress like a guy who beats his kids. You know what I think Michael Jordan did with the Hitler mustache phase? I think he said to one of his buddies, he goes, I'm the most beloved, popular character in America right now. I'm talking sports. So I beat them all. You think George Clooney or the president? Fuck that. Michael Jordan. People'd rather have dinner with me than anybody. Then he said to his friend, you know how much juice I got? I'm going to grow a Hitler mustache, and I'm going to dare somebody from corporate America, Haynes, or anybody to tell me to shave it off. And I bet they won't, because I got that much juice.
You know, it could have been that, or it could have been what I heard, that he had all the antique films of Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, probably what you said.
He's a big fan of it, slapstick comedy, vaudeville age.
I think he grew a Hitler mustache and just went, watch me walk around, and there's nobody's going to say a fucking word to me.
Yeah, and no, that Nike told him to shave that thing off, and he went, nine.
All right, get the news ready. Let's see. Take a break. Come back right after this. O'Reilly.
Back to the Adam Carolla show.
About Joe Rogan saying, I'm going to work with my doctor. I would say there's only a handful of human beings who have access to better care and treatment than Joe Rogan, and who are more aware of these treatments than Joe Rogan.
I imagine he has an army of doctors on his compound somewhere with the Navy SEALs or something.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that if somebody said to me, your kid got COVID, who would you like to recommend protocols, Mark Maron or Joe Rogan? I would go Joe Rogan, because I bet he reads.
He's got an endocrinologist on speed dial.
Right. So then all he did is go, I did what my physician told me to do, which included ivermectin, but also 10 other things. That is threatening. Like, why is that so threatening to everybody unless they're in with big pharma and blah, blah, blah?
But it seemed like everyone was brainwashed at a time, one way or another. Like, everybody was like, hey, don't put your damn needles in me. Or they were like, hey, we hate you. Because everybody was bored at home and had a lot of time to post on Instagram.
I don't understand why everything has to turn into some sort of cause. It's just, I didn't want my kids getting vaccinated because they didn't need it. It's not because I don't love them. It's not because I'm a weirdo. They weren't homeschooled. I don't have a bomb shelter. I just looked at two healthy kids with no pre-existing conditions who weren't overweight and thought to myself, fine, they're fine.
Well, but we're sitting here with this information machine just spitting it at us, overloading us, going, oh, you got to be scared this way, or you got to be scared that way. And, it's not real.
I know, but the thing is like Rob Reiner could easily find out that Hunter Biden's laptop is real. It's in his phone. It's just look at his phone and it's go look at the story. It's easily knowable. I knew it 2 years before that. Anyway.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I just went with the flow. Like, you told me to put a damn mask on at the convenience store, I did.
Yeah,
I a nightmare.
Half the mask I put on, I found on the ground.
I just put it over one eye like I'm a kooky pirate.
You're going to LAX after the show. I remember walking into LAX during COVID, walking across that bridge that went from the parking structure into LAX and going, oh shit, I don't have a mask. And I looked around and I looked down and I found some Mexican food, dude. So I ate that. I looked down and I saw a fucking used paper mask on the ground, on the cement, outside on that fridge. And I was like, all right, well, here we go. Shook it off and put that shit right on.
I think you spit on the inside, wipe out the dust.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I probably for sure exposed myself to way more germs by just finding masks on the ground because I never had. I always forget to bring mine.
Choked down the COVID.
Yeah, I did it. I was at, I did a show in Catalina. Did the same thing, trying to change my tickets. The woman in the kiosk. I was standing outside. She was standing in the kiosk. She goes, you got to put a mask on. I go, I'm outside. Put the mask on. I can't exchange the tickets. Jesus Christ. We're so goddamn stupid. Everyone owes me an apology. I looked around, started looking around, found a fucking one on the ground outside by a dock.
A maxi pad on
By a
your
dock.
face.
I shoved 2 tampons in my nose and put the maxi pad over my mouth. And I just stood there and I held the stupid thing. I was like, can I have my tickets exchanged now, you fat bitch? All right. So.
In other news, Mr. Beast shuts down Disneyland for a $500,000 date night in an empty park. Cheers to the greatest date in history, the YouTuber said in his latest video with his fiancee, Thea Booyasin.
She wanted shut it down.
Shut down the whole park. Him and his bros had a blast. Hey, man, only $500,000, Ace. I want to ride Space Mountain butt-ass naked.
You can do it. You can shut that place down.
Yeah, $500,000 apparently. There's a bunch of pictures and whatnot, but I guess, you guys just leaving me out here high and dry.
All right. Well, we've seen Disneyland. We've seen Mr. Beast.
Well, I mean, Mr. Beast, yeah, I don't know. That's just, what do you think about that, Ace? Did you ever what would you shut down to have some fun? And would you take this chick on a date for $500,000? It would cost that much? Man, she looks a basic lady.
I took a date to Disneyland once from North Hollywood. Got my dad's VW Rabbit that I borrowed in high school. I was going to try to impress this chick. Drove from North Hollywood in a 4-speed VW Rabbit, from 1977. Drove to Anaheim, got out, parked, went to Disneyland, and it was closed because it was Fireman's Night. You didn't have the internet. I just walked. I was like, all right, and turned around, went home.
Wait, firemen? The same fireman that this kid wouldn't let you because of affirmative action?
Probably out celebrating another victory.
A bunch of black firemen going to Disneyland,
yep.
Laughing at eating popcorn with mouse ears.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it, no matter how rich I was, because it feels like a waste, Yeah. On the other hand, I had to do the thing where you buy the squire, the woman, and the kilt who squires your kids to the front of the line. $600 an hour.
Oh yeah, the fast pass on steroids.
Oh, I hated it.
You hated it? Why you don't seem like? Wait, you seem more like a Six Flags guy.
It was $600 an hour, and then at a certain point, 2 hours in, they're like, "Let's eat. We're hungry." The kids were like, "We're hungry," and then I was like, "Well, no, we're not sitting and eating for half an hour because that's $300 because she's on the clock."
Oh, the kill lady stands there and watch you whoop down a hot dog?
At some point, my ex-wife's up there, and she's buying food, and she turns to kill lady. She goes, "You want a water?" $13. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll have just to buy her a water." And she's getting $600 an hour. Let her go get her own water. And then when you're done, they're like, "You got a tip?" Oh, and I'm like, "You guys, why do you just give them $3,700 for that?"
Hey, you got the money, man. Oh, geez, bud.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
I know. No, you know what? I'm with you. I exactly feel that. That little bit of money, hold on to it.
Simply safe. Well, it's important to feel safe at home. And that's why you want to have home ownership. You want to feel safe and secure, and your family as well. Traditional security systems only take action after someone has already broken in. It's too late by then. Simply Safe is setting the new standard in home security. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection can help prevent break-ins before they happen. With AI-powered cameras backed up the demons. Is she the one from Full House?
She is. The big sister from Full House.
She's religious, right?
She's very